All right, guys, how's everyone doing today? Top of the hour New York session opening up here in a bit. All right, we're doing things a bit different on the live this morning because my whole VPN thing with the trading and me being on the live, I'm not going to enter a trade until New York is about 9:45-ish, 10 o'clock. So we get some real direction, and then I could actually pay attention and not have to look at my trades. So we are in a trade. We're in turbo right now. I'm just holding it. But we're waiting for some more direction on Bitcoin. Obviously, we can see London is absolutely pumping the market every morning now. Before New York opens, London is continuously pumping the market. And we could see it last night, guys, right? We didn't break the uptrend. Even though I'm bearish in the longer term, this is a no trade zone for me, right? Because I know I'm not longing anything personally, but I know we are in an uptrend. So I'm obviously not going to short, and I'm going to wait it out and see if we break out or hit the top with whatever manipulation we're going for at that point. Shout out to Last Display. How you doing? Mini Moog, how you doing? Just Josh, and yeah, how you doing? Yeah, London is pumping just before New York. So it is possible here that London does come take out the prior low before close, but it doesn't look like that is going to happen. So at the moment, we are in an uptrend. And I'm essentially waiting. My turbo trade, I'm down a bit, but nothing too crazy because it is a 1x trade. I showed you guys this last night. 1x trade, we're riding it to the bottom of the channel and then see what happens, right? Because turbo's in a downtrend. Ali, how you doing? Ali634, shout out to you. Welcome to the live, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get this thing trending. NQ and ES are pumping like crazy too. There you go. There you go. But the question is this going to be a breakout or a massive, massive fake out? Well, we don't know. Based on what I'm seeing here, we're probably going to dump because that is bearish divergence, right? So you do have bearish divergence on the 15-minute time frame. Aave is not really pumping with Bitcoin. That is unfortunate. But guys, here is your resistance on BTC right now. So you've got resistance right here, right here. This is essentially what we're playing with. Now you could see Bitcoin never hit the bottom of the channel yesterday. Right? Yeah, it looks like a dump is coming, but yesterday was the same thing. So we're waiting till 9:45, possibly 10, for some real direction from actual retail and traders, not just traders in the morning. And then we'll know. Because if we get the break out of here, we know we're probably dropping down to 81 or lower. If we don't get the break of here, then we possibly range all of Thursday. D. Robinson, how you doing? Is anyone in any trades at the moment, guys? I'm not. Not today. Just turbo. Just turbo. All right. If you do want to catch a turbo position that I'm in, non-financial advice, do your own research. Michael, how you doing, brother? Japan interest rate hike today might dump the market. Okay. Appreciate you. Thank you for sharing that news. So again, I am in a turbo short. If you guys want to get in a turbo short, this is technically where you would get into it. But it would be a 1x. I wouldn't go any more than 1x. Just because your stop loss does have to be outside of the channel. Mickey, how you doing? but you could also wait for the close if you're not in it. This would be the area 1x. It's not going to be anything crazy. We're looking for the downtrend to come down to here. But it is going to follow Bitcoin a bit. Coins are going to pump, guys. Even if they're in a downtrend, they're going to pump. All right. So New York is officially open. Let's look at our liquidity gaps right here on Bitcoin. So we know yesterday we pumped up to 90K. And on this live, guys, I even said to people who wanted to short Bitcoin, do not short, right? Because the reality is we were in an uptrend. And it is kind of the same song and dance. Now we are back testing this 5-minute trend. So there's a possibility that we push up back up to 90K, which would be to catch this wick. I would say there's a possibility 90K happens, but we'll see after in 15 minutes. Typically, I do trade before the New York session actually opens, but because we're on the live and I can't pay attention to you guys and the chart, I'm going to only trade after the New York session is open for about 15 to 30 minutes. I am in a turbo short, but I'm riding that. I just want to be more attentive on the live, and I can't really be attentive on the live. If I'm in a trade, I look like I'm so focused. So essentially, New York is open. We have resistance here, but that means absolutely nothing with how the market has been. We do have a lower high, which is good. Now we'll just wait. How's everyone doing, guys? Hit the like button. Let's get that live trending all over the internet tonight, today, in the morning. It is a blizzard where I am outside right now, so starting the day with a nice morning live here. Let's see what happens with New York. So the first 15 minutes, guys, I haven't said this, but the first 15 minutes is typically a false move. You actually know the real move after New York is open for about 45 minutes, roughly. And I'm not going to be shorting until Bitcoin breaks this. So Bitcoin needs to break this and backtest, and then I'll look for my shorts. Someone said Aave was not cooperating. Yeah, Aave is a bit difficult to trade because it is in a rising pattern, and the top of your channel would technically be right here, but now that broke out, this would now be your top of your channel on Aave. So if you're looking at Aave, I would be potentially looking for a short. It could just dump now, but it potentially could pump up to 190. So we're going to We're going to see some more real direction here on Bitcoin. We know we're bearish. We know the whole market is bearish. Shout out to the UK. Hope everyone stays safe in the UK, guys. I appreciate you all for joining the live this morning. It does mean a lot, guys. Taking the time out of your day, your work day, your families to spend time with us. Let's take a jab at Ethereum here and see if ETH is breaking our support. I doubt it, because if Bitcoin is... There's that rounded bottom, right? There's that rounded bottom. You're at resistance on Ethereum. See, this would typically be a good short on ETH, guys. Like it. That would typically be a good short on ETH. Typically. But it is on an uptrend, and I'm not shorting anything till it breaks the uptrend right now, at least till the New York session. So is closed. I mean open. New York session is open until the first 15 minutes to 20 minutes are passed. Sorry, guys, morning time. Appreciate you guys all for being on the live, seriously. Our morning lives are becoming bigger and bigger. I am waiting for my trade on MNT, by the way. So Mantle's looking really, really good inside this channel. Remember, guys, Mantle is in a macro head and shoulder on the daily. So make sure you guys are watching Mantle, guys, because you got a huge head and shoulder right here on Mantle. When this trend breaks, Mantle is going to dump very, very hard. So make sure you guys got an alert set on Mantle. All right, let's see what New York is wanting to do. Fake out after fake out. This is your trend breaking on the week on the macro channel. And they are constantly pumping and dumping the market, constantly to push up to here. So ideally, that would mean we're going for it, right? How many? 1, 2, 3. These are springs. If you keep on closing like this with these candles, there's going to be a big drop coming. A swing is like it is kind of a part of the Wyckoff method, which is an accumulation. If you get springs to the downside, you're typically going to pump, because that means that there's a lot of support. But here, it means there's a lot of resistance. You keep on pumping to that fair value gap. I wanted to short Bitcoin here yesterday, guys, but with the chaos that's been happening in the market, I'm not touching it after New York is completely open here for about, I would say, 10 o'clock, 9:45 New York time. Much lower than expected CPI. Argil, appreciate you for sharing the news. I know BTC pumped on the news, but it's not good news. All right. That's essentially what we're looking at here. Let's take a look at the large caps, guys, some main particulars here. So XRP would be a very nice short. If we could break this 5-minute trend here, guys, on XRP, this will be a really good short after New York is open for a bit. We'll wait for the manipulation to settle down. $192 from $189 is pretty decent money for sure. And I would expect us to push back up to at least 89.7 because the top here was about 90K. We're not breaking that trend. Now, just for the new people, guys, the only trade I'm in is Turbo at the moment. I'm not in any trades. And Turbo is dropping pretty heavy here. Looks like. All right, let's take a look at. I do want to take a look at Dogecoin, guys, because Doge is lining up for a really, really good short. If Doge breaks this area right here, you are lining up for a beautiful short. And Doge is very, very weak. Dogecoin is not strong at all. So essentially that is your resistance on Dogecoin. So it could potentially come up to here, which is about 13.4. But we do got a little 5-minute trend here on Dogecoin, holding fairly strong. Where's my... All right, New York is officially settling here. Now we should get some real direction in the market. All right, guys, hit that like button. Let's run up the live. Is anyone in any trades at the moment? The last two New York sessions have been crazy when I'm live. And of course, when I don't go live, we don't do some crazy liquidation wick. Or when I don't trade the top here, we don't do some crazy liquidation wick. I would say there could still be a liquidation wick here somewhere. The way New York has been presenting it. Argil, you're short on BTC. There you go. Be cautious, though, because Bitcoin is still on an uptrend in the shorter term. Makid, how you doing? New York will take London low and continue to Asia. Possibly, but we're still on an uptrend, right? I would be surprised if we don't hit here. Scalping SPY, nice, nice. What is gold doing this morning? For my gold lovers, where are you at? Gold is in a double top. But I would never short gold with a 10-foot pole, not 10-foot pole, not right now. So gold broke the uptrend in the shorter term. And you could trade gold on MEXC or on your exchange, or you should be able to. Gold has a triple top. It did break the trend. It did definitely break the trend, but I wouldn't trust shorting gold. If anything, I'm waiting for the breakout here because we are on a macro uptrend here. CJDV, what is up, fam? So I was set an alert on here on gold and just wait for the breakout. Because once gold breaks right here, it is going to about 4,400, essentially. I'm going to be doing a lot more lives and updates, guys, on things that are metals and US oil and stuff like that, especially in the mornings more than anything. Wow, Bitcoin is doing nothing in the New York session, but we know that Tokyo accumulated with our AMD, right? So we know Tokyo accumulated, London distributed, of course. So New York is manipulation at some point here. The question is which direction? I don't see us breaking here because we are back testing this twice already. But if we break it, we break it. That's the reality of it, right? Let's check out where my turbo is at here. Beautiful pump and dump. Kind of. Not even really on an uptrend, but here we go. So yeah, essentially, guys, if we break this on turbo, this would be a good short, which would be below 001728. I might even switch to a higher leverage short once we break that 5 minute. We'll see. Okay, you do have a tweezer reversal right here on Bitcoin in the shorter term on the 15-minute time frame. They're trying to pump it before the Japan stuff happens tonight. Good to know. Good to know. So it would make sense for us guys to pump back up to the top here. It would make perfect sense because that is the previous high. Let's see what is happening with our gaps here. We never touched this 90,000, or we did touch it, but we're kind of in that area again, 90,100. And we are back testing this right here, but it doesn't really matter. We bounced off of our 85K. New York should already be open, CJDV, because in New York right now it's 9:54, and New York opens at 9:30. So New York should be open already, which we're seeing the back test here, right? There's no reason to catch a trade, guys, if the trade is not there. Right now, the trade's not here. I am personally looking for this high of a wick rate, possibly right here. I don't know if I'll get it, though, because the top of the channel is here. So even 90K is okay, too. Now, just for the people tuning in right now, I'm not trading anything. I'm watching the magic unfold and waiting for my trend break, waiting for some real direction in the market. Because right now we're overbought and we have bearish divergence. Pretty good bearish divergence from here to here. This is a lower high. If you look at your Yeah, New York's already open, CJTV. Okay, so Turbo's coming down nicely here, guys. Turbo could break this uptrend, I would jump into a better short with higher leverage, and I would set my stop loss right above here. Shout out to all the people joining the live, guys. Top of the hour on the New York session here. If you're new, let me know. We are kind of just waiting in limbo right now for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. I like to cover our large caps in the morning. Make sure to like the stream as well. Josh, and yeah, I appreciate you, brother. Sol's going to be a big drop, guys, once we break this trend. This is going to be a beautiful drop. Sol's not even making it to the top like Bitcoin. This is going to be a beautiful trade. Because if this fakes out in the bear pennant, fam, you could literally... Sol's getting weak. Really, really weak. So this is a bear pennant fake out reversal. And I would almost go for Solana if I'm looking to short the market once we get our confirmations lining up, because we go all the way down to almost $110 at that point. Let me line up my fair value gap with my liquidity gaps here on Solana. I think Solana is going to be my play. Okay, yeah, so we've got that key support here on Sol at about 121, but we've been gliding this little uptrend here. Yeah, 121. 121 breaks on Solana, guys. We will dump, and I mean completely tank. So this is probably going to be my setup, Sol. Just beautiful profits. A lot better than Aave. Aave's kind of all over the place right now, and Aave has not hit my top. Sol should hit 100 before it pumps. Yeah, we're coming back down to 100 for sure. We don't really have any fair value gaps. But once we drop on Sol, there will be a fair value gap. You can kind of see Solana's getting weaker and weaker. I would have loved to short Sol here, but we're kind of in that uptrend. All right, guys, so there should be more direction in the market now. We're going to find out our more real direction. And like I said, Bitcoin closed with a tweezer reversal, so a long would be in play. Tim, what is up, brother? How you doing? Hope you're having a great, wonderful morning. It is a blizzard where I am right now in Canada. So I'm kind of mapping out my day, guys, looking at some of the coins. Let me see the trending coins here. We don't want to rush into any trades. We want to keep it simple. Uniswap is trending a bit. We want to make sure our trades are 1-to-1. I mean, 1-to-3, 1-to-5. What up? How you doing, brother, today? As long as NASDAQ is green, BTC isn't going to dump. Yeah, you're right in that regard. You were right in that regard. Come on, TradingView. Why is it morning time that my computer goes slow and almost freezes when the most action happens in New York? I just don't get it. Look at Uni, guys, having a little bit of a pump here. Another good short opportunity. Once we hit resistance, though. Olga, how are you doing this morning? Shout out to you. Thank you for joining live. So Uniswap. Crypto Mine, how you doing, fam? I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you, guys. What is the current sentiment? Ranging above a trend line, so we're bullish in the shorter term. I would be looking for a Uniswap short up here too. Again, guys, the overall sentiment is bearish, but right now we're bullish. Bitcoin's on an uptrend, right? The stock market just opened. I'm kind of waiting for Bitcoin to break that high right there, but there you go. You're kind of looking at 567 on Uniswap. So I would definitely be setting an alert here to short it at the top. It is back testing this breakout right here. I'm just watching the magic unfold right now, guys. No crazy trades. In a low leverage turbo short. We're up on our turbo short. I want to re-enter it with a bit more leverage, but I need to see how the market is going to fare out here. Non-financial advice, guys, but you can potentially enter a turbo short out of this break if you really wanted to. If it breaks here and then essentially stop loss above the fair value gap, you could. Shout out to Portugal. Shout out to Mohammed. Thank you for tuning in from Portugal. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Okay, so NASDAQ for sure is pumping. We dropped out of this little rounded top here. Crypto Squid, how we doing? We dropped out of this rounded top here, guys, which usually means we're going to come back down to the bottom. Usually. But the NASDAQ kind of does its own thing. And my candles aren't even... Is there not a better chart on the NASDAQ than... TradingView is kind of messed up. XGen in a BTC long. How you doing, fam? Should you hold BTC or sell it now? Would it must go down or may go high? Non-financial advice. What I'm kind of seeing right now is we're in an uptrend in the shorter term. We're in the downtrend on the longer term. So I'm in limbo. I'm not trading. This is a no trading zone for me. No trading zone for me. So I wouldn't be shorting, I'll tell you that much. Not right now. That's also why I haven't got out of my turbo trade, because I want to see and re-enter with higher leverage, because I want to see where Bitcoin's at. So potentially we go to the top here, which would be about 89.6. That should be the top because that's the downtrend, right? There shouldn't, if we break this, we potentially break out, which is about 89.7. Because like I mentioned earlier in the live, a lot of people are just joining right now. We did backtest this trend, and there are essentially Wyckoff accumulation wicks, which are springs bouncing off the fair value gap on your 18-hour, your daily. So this is a key area of resistance. The more we tap it, the more we're not going to break it. Vice versa, if we break it, then we can look at a bullish-ish scenario. We're still in a macro downtrend here, guys, but moment of truth for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks out of here, we're bullish in the shorter term. Then you're looking at Then you're looking at Bitcoin hitting about 95 ultimately. The downtrend, though, we're in a macro downtrend here. So the top of the downtrend, yeah, the top of the downtrend would be about 90,000, and then 89.6 off this smaller downtrend. Kevin, how you doing, brother? If you cannot trade gold on your platform, you can trade PAX G. Yes, you're right. Thank you for pointing that out. Do I think price could sweep up to 91? Anything could happen. This is crypto. But the thing is, the macro downtrend on the daily is 90,006. So I personally don't see Bitcoin going higher than 90,006 because of the downtrend being strong. But that doesn't really mean anything either, because if you look at your liquidity gaps here on Bitcoin, you 90,006 is the top. We haven't hit it yet, right? We hit 90,003 or whatever it was and dropped. But we haven't hit 90,006, which is the top of the high. Now, it is a weak high, but it is a sweep high. Basically, it would be a sweep of liquidity up here. And that would literally be the top of your daily. 1.6 billion in liquidations at 91. Anything could happen, guys. We could absolutely hit it. This is crypto, but this is a major area of support right here. Major area. So I would say we're pretty tapped out at about 89.8, but it doesn't matter what I say. We're in an uptrend right now on the lower time frame. We have not broken it. Since I did the live last night, guys, a lot of people were trying to short on the live. My thumbnails are very bearish. They're saying that we're going to drop to 70K, but I don't go against the trend on the shorter time frame. And I'm not shorting that because we're on an uptrend, right? Just not. Then we broke it. We pumped to that resistance, and now we're essentially dropping. We could see turbo. Oh. We can see my turbo trade about to break. So again, guys, I don't know if I want to enter with higher leverage. I just don't trust Bitcoin right now and my risk to reward. But turbo's about to drop here for sure. So if you're looking for a trade, turbo would be it. Low leverage though, guys. Don't try to. Little 5-minute uptrend here. Very strong on turbo. We hit this previous high into the New York close. We tapped that high, and we are looking at dumping, dropping, whatever you want to call it, down about 11%. 1 hour is almost overbought in turbo. 30-minute is pretty darn overbought. And you're looking at a big drop once this drops on turbo. There we go. There's the drop. Yeah, I care about Solana and Turbo. I would say would be my top ones right now. Palladium is moving and looking pretty good. Again, guys, we're still on the uptrend on Bitcoin. We have not broken the uptrend on Bitcoin. So as of right now, Bitcoin is bullish. And to be honest, your 5-minute, your 15 minutes oversold. I don't trust Bitcoin with a 10-foot pole right now. I don't think I'd be shorting Bitcoin. Not until we break this trend. Very, very strong uptrend right now on BTC. In the shorter term, of course. Back testing the daily right now. Yesterday, it could bounce here. Yeah. We're oversold. We're not even overbought anymore in the lower time frames. So we're overbought in the 1 hour, which is perfect. If we look at our 4 hour, our 4 hours overbought and has key resistance in this region right here. And you technically did break this downtrend. But you guys could see right here that we are rejecting constantly this wick. And again, as I pointed out earlier, this wick is the back test of the daily downtrend from when Bitcoin hit 81K or whatever it is. This is the big back test right here. So if we get above this, we are going to be bullish, to be honest. Right above here, this would be bullish, and then we're going to continue up. Now, if I look at my 5-minute time frame, or my 15-minute, I mean, you did definitely break the uptrend here. You broke that uptrend all day on the RSI, so it does look like we are going to come down. We just need our price action to match with our RSI. We get our price action to match with our RSI, we are kosher. So as of right now, guys, everything is in a non-trading zone for me at the moment. Market, besides my turbo trade, is anybody else in the turbo short? And again, guys, if you're rocking the turbo short, you're rocking lower leverage. I don't even think it broke yet. No, it didn't break yet. So it has to break this right here. So oversold in the 5-minute. It did not break. So turbo could go up a bit more. I think Bitcoin's going to pump, guys. Based on what I'm seeing. In the shorter term, I believe Bitcoin's going to pump. We'll see what happens. If turbo bounces off here, you're not looking at a short. If it doesn't, though, you're good. That 15-minute being too oversold is not good. Not good for shorts. Not good for shorts. 5 minutes oversold. We push up to, 89. One hour overbought isn't good for longs, but nothing is happening in the morning. Of course, I'm going to go off the live and the market is just going to break out or dump. I don't see us breaking out. but it is going to be very nice profit. I'll say that for sure. So New York opened up with some liquidity manipulation wicks. Here's some manipulation. Now we're just ranging in the middle of the trend. Continuously backtesting here, the 5 minute. Honestly, I would love to push up to here. So then we get a short, right? Let's go take another look at Aave here, guys, because Aave dropped a lot yesterday. So Aave bounced off this area right here, guys, at 176. Aave could potentially pump back up to exactly one up. Push up is better. Then we have a clear short entry, right? I could see Aave hitting 191 to 190. I really hope it does, because I'm telling you, I will be picking up a short right there all day. All day on Aave. That'll be, well, it could hit 190. 190 is where I'd go for sure. If Aave goes to 190, guys, this could literally come all the way back down to 170 or 165. Now, right now, it is rejecting your conversion line. But, yeah, I'd be lining up a trade on Aave around 190-ish. Especially if BTC is about to push up to that area. Professor Carter, how you doing? What does the one-day chart look like on Aave? Good question. Yeah, it looks like we're going to pump here, guys, in a bit, right? So if I'm looking at the one-day chart on Aave, so thing about Aave is that this is a swing coin, okay? You hold till the profit, but you technically don't hold till the profit. If you look at Aave on the daily, we hit the top of the daily over and over again. So Aave is targeted for 135 or lower, but in the shorter term, let's see here. If you look at this support right here, we have a huge rounded top. Typically what a rounded top is, it does something like that. It rolls over. Now, we know Aave is not going to 122 today. If someone told you they're selling hopium on their position, we broke the uptrend on Aave. We tested it once at our fair value gap. We tested it again. I would say we test it one more time, because this is a resistance. And if we test it, I will be a happy camper. You're looking at about You're looking at about 188 or 190. In a week or so, Aave will hit the 150s. There we go. This is my favorite short. There we go, man. There we go. Appreciate you. So yeah, we're pushing up to that area for sure on Aave. Right there, guys. 190 is what I'm aiming for in Aave. Pretty much a rounded bottom, essentially. You can see last time Aave targeted maybe 192 in that area, though. Avalanche, AVAX. Okay, let's take a look at AVAX for CJDV. I appreciate you guys for all coming on the live this morning, giving me some action, taking your time out of your day with you and your families. It does mean a lot. Market is bullish today, semi-bullish. Semi-bullish and bearish at the same time. AVAX. Professor Carter, you're making me more confident in my Aave trade. Appreciate you. Again, guys, if you're just tuning in, I'm not in really any trades at the moment except for a 1x short on Turbo, but that's not doing anything. So AVAX is in a huge downtrend here. But in the shorter term, yeah, we're going for the top, that 1260 target. I would say we're going that 1260 target again, hitting that fair value gap on Avalanche. Right there, about 1266. I don't know if I don't see us breaking it. But I see us wicking up to that 1260 for sure. If we can be honest and trade what we see without bias, you can see the market is transforming into a bear market. The best we could do is leverage under 7x and just wait. There you go, man. I've been saying this for a while. We broke the uptrend on Bitcoin. We're not in a bullish market anymore. Ride some shorts at the top under 7x, 5x leverage, and you're golden. That is the best advice I've seen in a while. Craig, what is up? How you doing, fam? So AVAX right here, about 1260. That would be a good trade too. AVAX is not bullish. It's about 4%. See what Bonk is doing, guys. Bonk was looking really, really good. We were making a lot of money off Bonk. Bonk keeps hitting the top of that channel. You're pretty much going to go to the top again. Maybe, possibly. Yeah, you broke out huge rounded bottom, so you're pretty much going to run to that. Possibly you're going to run to that top. You've got a huge downtrend here on Bonk, but obviously if Bitcoin runs, Bonk is going to run up again too. This looks like this could be the last push before a major drop. You're in a bit of a pennant right now on Bitcoin. Last hurrah, guys, before the big drop. I'm seeing it right now. The 4 hour is almost overbought. The 1 hour is overbought. We're hitting this resistance here. And let's just say, for food for thought over the longer term here, you're looking at about 71. And ultimately, if Bitcoin is here, you're looking at about 67. And if it keeps on riding this downtrend, you're looking at about 65. And as long as you're right here, you're looking at about 62. We know Bitcoin's not dropping to 70K in one shot. What Bitcoin is doing is Bitcoin is gliding the breakout area like this. And it is going to continue keep doing that. So you short it at the top, you make a lot of money, you wait till it goes back up to the top. That is what the market is doing. Pretty much what Professor said. Wait for the tops and low leverage shorts, right? If we were going to break out, we would have already broke out already. This is one last hurrah until before Christmas, and then you're going to see something like that. Come on, Bitcoin, one more time. One more time so I can get my positions. At least 89.7. Come on. Kingdom Come VIP. How you doing, fam? If Turbo pops up one more time, I DCA on Turbo all day. But this is definitely a bullish pennant-ish. The Ichimoku cloud is looking very bullish, I'll tell you that much, with the lagging span. We may get a pump on Bitcoin in the next candle after this hour. Yeah, I would say possibly we get one more pump based on the lagging span. CJDV, how you doing? We cross over here. We look at 30 bars. Yeah, there's the pump right there. ZEC for sure. I would love to jump in trades, guys, but I'm not going against the trend. I'm just not going to do it. By the way, Turbo will pump with Bitcoin, so keep an eye, watch. So ZEC broke. It is still in a downtrend. But it's in a rounded bottom. I don't know. ZEC is back testing the daily bearish flag here. I don't like ZEC. It's so oversold in the daily. I wouldn't touch ZEC. I'll be honest with you guys. It's in a downtrend at the moment. Let me look at my... There we go. A little bit of a pennant here. We're going for that 90K. Hopefully we get that 90K. CJTV, you got to have great patience in this market, right? I'm literally watching pumps happen, guys, and I'm not trading it. So let's see what ZEC is targeting here. We broke out, kind of. Yeah, it looks like we could hit 461 again. The only problem with that is you did break this, so potentially you redraw your RSI, but you do have a round to bottom. I personally would not touch ZEC, personally myself. All right, we got some action here, guys. Let's go. Let's run it up, fam. Let's run it up. 90K. Last hurrah before the big drop. Or breakout. We're close. We're very close. It is literally the moment of truth for the market. What did my thumbnail say today? Breakout or manipulation? And I made that before the live. This is it. This is the last hurrah. We are either going to break out or we're going to manipulate and pump. There is no more room on Bitcoin to go down, and there is no more room on Bitcoin to go up other than a breakout. Wouldn't that be, here's the thing, wouldn't that be absolutely crazy if Bitcoin pumped to 95K today? Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know what I think is going to happen right now. I know that the 4-hour has this much more room to go to the top of the resistance. So this is actually a thing. If you look here, guys, the 4-hour has this much more room to go up. So I would be very, very cautious shorting right now until we hit this area and until we get that reversal on Bitcoin. But we are right there. If we break out of this downtrend, I redo my channel because we actually so here's the thing, guys. When you're looking at channels, you got to redraw them all the time. We broke down here, but that might be a fake out. Because I've been saying this before, but I'm going with the channel right now. Here's the 2 peaks of resistance, and it does make perfect sense for us to hit those 2 peaks right here. So, you know, playing the ball a bit here. We could very well pump to 95K if that is not the top of the channel. So the daily, the thing is with parallel channels, they're not always set in stone. You can't use the parallel channel and say, oh, the parallel channel didn't play out. No, you got to redraw it. So the rejection was right here, right? This was the rejection, and this was the breakout. But what I don't like is how we never actually hit these 2 wicks. So if you're looking at right here, you line up the channel with right here and right here. That would potentially be your 95 target. And if Bitcoin pumped to 95K, I'm not trading it. I will wait to 95K. So even though I'm looking for 70K, guys, the reality is we never hit these 2 wicks. And I'm telling you right now, I don't like how the 4-hour has that much more room to go up. I personally would not be shorting anything right now until I see what happens over the next hour here. I could be bearish all I want, but the reality is that this normally would drop off of a fake out and come back down. That hasn't happened. We have held amazing support. So it would only make sense that we break out of this small little downtrend and pump up to about 95K. If the 4-hour has that much more room to run, okay? And I'm not going to be longing it. I will literally watch it happen. But I'm telling you right now, I will be catching a short on a couple trades here at 95K. So guys, when we do the live, if Bitcoin pumps up to 95K today, you all better back me up that I said Bitcoin could pump up to 95K. I just don't like how the wicks have not hit on the channel. I don't like it. It freaks me out. And even though we back tested right here, that would be the ultimate fake out to get everybody to go short. That is your downtrend rate. Typically, when you hit the top of your downtrend, guys, you tank. Bitcoin never tanked. All it did was it dropped to the conversion line right here. That was it. Never tanked. It dropped, of course. We're still looking at 70K or lower. But right now, it looks like we're aiming for 95K. As of right now, this is way too much support. So I'm going to stay live because why not, right? Look at this rounded bottom. We're right at resistance here. We're oversold on the 15-minute. Tell me we're not going to hit 95. I will be right back. Smash that like button, guys. Get in water. All right. Is anybody in any trades at the moment, guys? Anybody in any shorts? Anybody in any longs? What is the trajectory of the thesis of you guys here? Took off from 618 fib, then hit 382, retested, took off again. There you go, GP. Guys, I think we're going to go to 95K. I'm not kidding. If we break this, we don't go to 95K, but this 15-minute is so oversold. We're literally at the point of breakout. We'll see. I could be completely wrong. That is why I'm not trading it. I don't have clear direction right now. But for the future, guys, if Bitcoin has 2 points of resistance right here, it potentially is going to hit it. I don't like how Bitcoin has not hit it. Now, if Bitcoin doesn't hit 95K, we break this area right here, and then Bitcoin comes down and it doesn't really matter. I just don't trust this at all. Tweezer reversal on the 1-hour candle too is not bearish. I'll tell you that much. BCH long and Ergo long. GP, I appreciate you, brother. See, guys, here's the thing. I'm bearish longer term, but I'm not going to ignore the bullish sentiment that could possibly happen. So Ergo is back testing the breakout here. Yeah, Ergo could have Ergo, whatever it's called, could have a massive pump. It's back testing. You're bouncing off this major area right here. you're trying to break out. It did break out in the shorter term. Bitcoin doesn't look oversold in the 15-minute. Okay, so if you're looking at Bitcoin, I don't know. I'd be cautious on aggro for sure, ergo, because it is overbought. It does have bearish divergence, but it is also backtesting as well. Okay, so Argil, you're right. The 15-minute RSI is not oversold. Correct. You're absolutely right. However, you hit the top already. That is correct, which is we might not hit 95, but I don't like how the 4-hour has this much more room to push up to the top. The 15-minute RSI is broken the trend, which would mean that, which would typically indicate that we're going to go down. But the 4-hour is just very, very bullish. So I want to see what happens after this 4-hour candle. Maybe we don't hit 95 and we reject here, right? And if that happens, then you're going to see the 15-minute break. But there's no clear direction right now. Not at all. Because you're on an uptrend, and the reality is the 4-hour is moving up for another 15 minutes. Let's see what happens here, guys. Something is happening today. A move in the market is happening today. Also, one more thing too. Yeah, so what I meant about oversold on the 15-minute RSI, I meant the stochastic RSI. So we're oversold here on the stochastic, right? What I've learned is not to go against this MACD. And right now, this MACD is telling me there's a move that is going to happen. And a lot of people aren't going to be seeing this coming, except for the people who think that Bitcoin is going to pump. But I'm going to stay live, guys, because we're right at resistance at this point. We're obviously oversold here and dropping, which is good, which is why I'm not trading. I'm not in longs. I'm not in shorts. I don't like what I'm seeing. Can I look at BCH when get a chance? Larger candle already moved, but it is a flag on the 30-minute for sure. All right, let's see what Bitcoin Cash is doing here. Yeah, you got a large candle here on Bitcoin Cash. Wow, the daily's very, very oversold on Bitcoin Cash. You had some pretty good bullish divergence here on the 4-hour time frame, which kind of pumped it. So you're kind of faking out here on Bitcoin Cash, but you're moving up on the 4-hour. There's really no direction on Bitcoin Cash. Let me look at the daily right now. So you're at key resistance here off Bitcoin Cash. If BCH breaks out, you're looking at a pretty big pump. Yeah, I would say Bitcoin Cash is going to go tap this high right here around 607. Guys, something is about to happen in the market. It's going to be pretty big, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen today. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash, you're just looking for that top being hit again. There isn't really no direction at the moment. So I would draw support right here. Actually, look at your RSI. Did we break this right here? I believe we did. We faked out. So that's going to have to be your new trend line. And yeah, I can see Bitcoin Cash pushing up to 620. CPI lower than expected today. Perfect. That would definitely cause a little bit of a move in the market. Something is about to happen. Yeah, I don't like how this downtrend hasn't been hit. I thought it was originally there because it broke the trend. I don't think it is. This is always going to hit typically. The second point is always going to hit. I don't know. We'll see what happens after this 4-hour candle. We got 5 minutes left. I'll be honest with you guys. As long as this 4-hour MACD is crossed up, I would not touch a short on anything. And as long as we haven't hit the top of resistance on the 4-hour, I would not touch the top. I would not even look at it. Unless you're a scalper and you like longing, 95K is staring us right in the face. All right, we have a 4-hour candle close coming up here very, very shortly. What did Bitcoin do yesterday? Bitcoin dumped to the bottom of the trend line on the 5-minute and then shot up, right? That is what happened yesterday morning. And then my VPN didn't work and I couldn't get in a new trade and all this jazz, and I had to end the live early. But remember, guys, the 15-minute stochastic RSI is very, very oversold right now. So not the RSI, stochastic RSI. I'm not trading this. I'm just watching it, Craig. We'll see what happens. Until Bitcoin actually physically breaks the 5-minute trend, I am not going to touch this. And by physically breaking the 5-minute trend, I'm meaning dropping, back testing the drop, and continuing back down. Sometimes the best trade is no trade, right? But I'll stay live like a bit after the 4-hour because I want to see the direction that we're moving. I don't assume this MACD crosses down. I would probably think that this MACD is going to stay up for another 4 hours. The 8-hour MACD is about to cross. That is very interesting. I would not be shorting Bitcoin. At least not until it breaks that region. Because typically the 8-hour shows real direction and doesn't really fake out. Do I have a favorite indicator I use the most? I would say my parallel channels. I would say my favorite is my parallel channels, but I love my fair value gaps. I really like my fair value gaps. Now, here's the reason we're not pumping yet, guys. You got to keep in mind that we back tested this resistance twice. Once, twice, 3 times, and broke it. Now we double bottomed. And now we're at limbo at the breakout of resistance. So this is macro resistance from the 81,000. Parabolic RSI. I've never heard of the parabolic RSI. I've heard of the parabolic SAR, which I used to use. I'll check out the parabolic RSI. All right, let's see what Bitcoin is going to do. MACD has not crossed down. 8 hours crossing up. Oh, man, this is going to be... This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Look at USDT for sure. Everybody's getting manipulated and liquidated today if they're trading this. I'm telling you guys right now. USDT. USDT is in a clear uptrend. USDT broke out. USDT absolutely broke out. Yeah, USDT broke out, GP. Let's look at our liquidity blocks here on USDT.D. So you have this major area on USDT here, and you're back testing the break. Your next major point on your channel is right here, but you're aiming for about 8%. You did kind of break this area right here, guys, around 6.46. And now you're kind of ranging. And it broke out. So it looks like USDT is going to range while Bitcoin does this thing, whatever that is. Goes sideways a bit. Bitcoin hits the top of the daily, whatever that is, and then USDT skyrockets. That is a scenario for sure. Because we're flat. We're not dropping the breakout. Yeah, this is definitely bullish for USDT. But Bitcoin's going to go for one more push. I don't see Bitcoin dropping. Not right now. And USDT is forming a tweezer reversal. We'll see. Larger 2.5-year trend is a channel on the daily. Kalis, we're on the daily, but oh, you're talking. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's looking like Bitcoin's about to pump, guys. I am not. I could be completely wrong, but just with USDT breaking out and chilling there, we've broken out of that. We've got this December 22 trend. Resistance hasn't been hit yet. So hypothetically, it looks like USDT could pump up to 7.9%. That's essentially the top. Yeah, I would say USDT could pump up to 7.9%. Until Bitcoin breaks this trend line, I don't trust it. Honestly, I don't even trust it breaking the trend line at this point. I have too much confirmation that this thing is coming for a move. I don't typically go against my MACD, and there's a reason for it. And this right here is just not looking good to me. And you have this much more room to pump to the top of the RSI. So no trading zone for me. One more hurrah moment I see coming, possibly. I have a chart I got shared in the app. It's at the top of the channel now. Kate, let me look at your chart, brother. Appreciate you. Let's pull up your USDT chart. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, so USDT is not on top of the channel, not yet. It's very, very close. Very close. If you're looking at USDT being on top of the channel, that would literally be so you take this wick to right here, Yeah, you're not on top of the channel yet. You're close. About 7% would be on top of the channel. But USDT also has the triple bottom, guys. Keep this in mind. If Bitcoin is as bearish as everyone says, this triple bottom could play out. Part of me wishes I want to long Bitcoin right now, but I know anything could happen, so I'm not going to, especially on not on the live. I'm not going to stress myself out. One candle, hey? One more thing too, guys, is the 18 hours moving up on Bitcoin. Like, if nothing happens here in the next 15 to 30 minutes, we'll end the live. You oversold in the 5-minute again. Argil, that's fine. XAU gold is breaking out. Gold is pumping, guys. Or it's about, it didn't break out yet, but it is breaking out this area right here. It is close to breaking out, very, very close. So here's what I see happening to Bitcoin at this point. Almost what happened before, bouncing off this trend and then possibly continuing back up. because the 15 is oversold. The 5-minute is oversold. Ty Scott, thank you appreciate your support, man. Hope we get a big move soon. Oh, there will be a move, guys. There will absolutely be a move. I just wish it would be on the live. Like yesterday, we had a move on the live. That time I wasn't prepared for it. $444. That is my number, guys. 444. That is a money number. Hit that like button if you guys have not. We'll see what happens after this candle, guys. If nothing happens after this 15-minute, we're going to end the live. But I know as soon as I end this live, the market is going to do something. Let me see where Ethereum is at. Ethereum's at resistance, which could indicate we're bearish for sure. I don't like that MACD though. I don't like that MACD. Doesn't matter. I'm not trading it. All right, so we'll see what this candle does here. Where's Solana at? Because altcoins normally tell the story before Bitcoin. See, for us dropping, Solana should already be down here. Typically, when I look at the market, I like to look at altcoins that are large caps. We should already be down here with us dropping. So, let's see. But I'm waiting for it to break 122. If it breaks 122, I'll short it for sure. All right, Bitcoin. Okay, guys, 15-minute candle closed on BTC. It is literally doing nothing right now. I know as soon as I end this live, a move's going to happen. I can feel it. Okay, well, nothing is happening, guys. So here's what you need to watch for. You need to watch for resistance right here if you're longing. And if you're shorting, you need to watch for this trend break to break. Because right now, Bitcoin is on a strong uptrend since 86K or whatever it is. Hyperliquid whales waiting ETH to go over to 4,200. I don't think ETH, well, let's look at Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is in a real nice rounded bottom right now. And Hyperliquid could absolutely pump. So I would say we see hype back about 27. All right, guys. So we're going to end the live there. I'm tired. I haven't eaten yet or had coffee or anything. So watch out for Bitcoin. We know it's ranging. We know something is going to happen. For me, this is a no trading zone until we backtest the break of trend or until we break out and hit ultimately the top. So keep an eye on that. And I will talk to you guys tonight around 8 to 8:30 p.m. CST. Hope you guys had a good trading live. And we'll go from there. I'm not trusting no drop until we hit 87, until we break 87.5. I'm telling you guys that MACD on the 8-hour and the 4-hour is not good for shorts. Sure, we might drop, but I just don't trust it. Okay, I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tonight. Watch, I go off this live, it's going to be a big move.